House on Muncie Hill by Colton Maloney. It was a rainy afternoon on our way to Muncie, Indiana. I was sitting in the passenger seat of my boss's void black Grand Marquis, staring at the endless rows of corn and poorly maintained meth houses as we drove across the dirt roads in the middle of nowhere to meet David Maloney's new client.
This man said he would sign up for 10 credit cards, Colton. A whole 10 credit cards, using my referral code. That should be enough money this month to pay for my child support from all those rape babies,
said Dave. My eyes widened in disbelief. Wow. Do you think we can get him on the pyramid scheme special as well? Maybe we can blackmail him by offering him a deal if he shoves a pen up his butt.
I hope so. He did seem pretty slow and retarded when I was talking to him. He believes he's the son of Zeus or something.
Dave let out a loud chuckle for a moment.
Hell, we could probably get him to shove a whole golf club in there if we wanted to. Either way, we'll get a good deal of money out of him.
Suddenly, I was hit with a bright idea. You know, if this guy really is as retarded as he is, maybe we can roofie him and take his share of the referral money for ourselves. That way, we get double the money, and while he's asleep, we can give him the pen butt special without having to give him a discount. Dave turned to me and made the widest and most evil smile I had ever seen on a man.
I like the way you think. You know, one day when my little palpitating and sodium-clogged heart gives out, I might just let you take over the credit card referral business. You may just have what it takes.
I blushed a little, staring back over at my window at the endless fields of corn. One day. About an hour later, we finally arrived at our destination. What we were led to was a ginormous hill that overlooked all of a dilapidated, meth-infested shithole of a town. As we made our way up the hill, the sky grew even more dim, and there appeared to be a large, towering building with many rooms that looked like the kind of place crackheads would sleep in and give other crackheads AIDS or something. I don't know, but the place was in the worst condition I had ever seen, and there was a dark ring of clouds and flying crows that circled the property. Many dead cats littered the front of the property. Shockingly, most of them seemed to have condoms lodged in their buttholes, and their facial expressions indicated that the amount of suffering they endured was beyond what one could even imagine. I winced in absolute disgust, and even David Maloney had the hairs on his arms raise a little.
I think we should tread carefully and mind what we say to this man,
Dave said, inspecting one of the cats that looked similar to his own.
We're in retard country now.
Do you think he'll try and hurt us? I said worriedly, as retard groans started to come from the front door of the building.
If he tries, let's just say I have some cards up my sleeve,
Dave said as he pulled down his sleeve to reveal credit cards that had been shaved down into a Japanese kunai knife fashion. The retard groans became even louder, and finally someone opened the front door. Anticipating our arrival, it was none other than Dave's client, Jason Deweese. He stood at 7 feet tall with large but flabby arms and legs, but somehow a normal-sized gut that was completely covered in chocolate and cum. He smelled as if he hadn't showered in a month and had a leopard pattern sleep mask on his forehead, I'm guessing to hide his massively balding hair.
What's up, guys? I'm sorry it's so rainy today. My father Zeus is pretty upset with me right now because he found my collection of piss and cum bottles. You might want to come in before he smites you or something.
I had to restrain myself from laughing, but unfortunately, I let out a smirk that Jason clearly saw, and his eyes dimmed to a solid black, and his face contorted into something fierce. Oh shit, I thought, but before I could turn to Dave, a loud crash of lightning erupted from the sky, and a lightning bolt punched into the ground in front of us, knocking us back a good 10 feet or so.
I'm serious, dude. I'm the son of Zeus. And if you don't believe me, you will be punished.
The tard roared at us.
Okay, we believe you, Jason. How about we get to negotiating these referrals?
Dave said. The tard agreed, and we finally entered his home. As we made our way inside, we started to feel sensations of dread and disgust, as the first thing that hit us was the horrible stench of the place. There was an all-consuming odor of sulfur and boiling diarrhea. As we looked around, there were entire mounds of moldy pizza boxes, more dead cats, and in the living room was a disheveled, morbidly obese, and inbred-looking woman with horrific pustulating boils and tumors all over her feet. Jason noticed us staring and chimed in.
Yeah, that's my aunt. She makes me rub her feet and put lotion on them for a living. It's horrible. One time I threw up so much I almost prolapsed my throat, dude.
We tried our best not to wince in disgust and made our way to the upper levels of the house. The stench grew worse and worse as we made our way further up, and the lights became more and more dim. There were trails of piss and cum bottles and more dead cats and blood that seemed to grow in quantity with each step we made. The creaky floors were so poorly maintained and ruined from all the filth that we occasionally kept creating holes in it, and Dave tripped and got a bit of dead cat feces in his mouth. Anyway, we finally made it to Jason's room. It was at the end of a long hallway, and we were getting dizzy from the stench emanating from it. We walked inside, fearing what we might find within, and were greeted with a surprisingly fine-looking table surrounded by piles of dirty shitted underwear and various other garments. He insisted we sit down, and we obliged, observing the chalices placed on the table with a fascinating liquid. "What is this?" I asked, taking a whiff and a small sip of the enticing drink.
It's my special elixir. I basically mix my cum with Mountain Dew.
What the fuck? I immediately projectile vomited all over Dave's face and began to spit out as much of this horrifying drink as I could. I think some of it got into Dave's mouth and he projectile vomited on me. And then I threw up on him. And then he threw up on me. It was basically like that Exorcist scene in Scary Movie. After we were done throwing up every last fluid in our stomachs at each other, we turned to Jason, who had a big grin on his face.
Ha. You mortals must not be able to handle elixir like I can. Perhaps I should just give you Mountain Dew,
he said, as he drank a whole chalice of his own children. He handed us fresh glasses of Mountain Dew and proceeded to jack off in his own cup to spice it up a little. We began the proceedings of the credit card referrals, and it took an excessively long time because Jason couldn't read and kept looking at women with big boobs on his phone and had to take breaks to jack off. Not to mention the wiring was so degraded in the home that there were several outages where the room would get dark and we would have to shove Jason's hands off of us like he was some kind of scary gay uncle. After 2 hours of this, we were finally done. Jason left us in the room for a moment to go shit on a tree or something since the one bathroom in the house was occupied.
We're most definitely gonna roofie this dude and give him the pin butt special,
Dave said in a lowered tone, right as Jason left the room.
Go ahead and put the pill in his nasty cum drink and it should dissolve by the time he comes back.
I put 2 of them in his drink for good measure and quickly moved back into my seat in case he came back for something. About 10 minutes later, he finally came back into the room with a big smile on his face. I'm assuming because of all the money he thought he was about to make. He proposed we do a toast before we left, and we happily agreed, considering we were more than eager to stick that pen up his butt. Before we did, though, the lights briefly flickered on and off at intervals of about 2 seconds, and when they stopped, we began once more to celebrate.
To good credit and good referral money,
Dave said, holding up his cup of Mountain Dew. We all cheered and took a big drink. Jason started doing a retarded jig out of pure joy as he watched the referral money enter his account, and we waited with smiles on our faces ready for him to get sleepy. All of a sudden, something began happening. Oh fuck, I thought, as I started to get really tired all of a sudden. What the fuck is happening, I thought. He couldn't possibly have. The lights. He must have somehow swapped our drinks when the lights flickered off, but how? He couldn't possibly be that fast, but I do remember my drink tasting different. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, I started to panic as I was slowly losing consciousness. Jason's demeanor changed from happy to wide-eyed with a big evil grin.
I told you guys I am a demigod. I am the son of Zeus, and I have godlike abilities, dude. You think I'm fucking stupid, huh? Well, guess what? It's all a fake. I pretend to be retarded to test you mortals, and now you're gonna pay for what you tried to do to me.
Dave immediately pulled out his credit card knives and attempted to throw them at Jason, but before he could even pull his arm back to throw, he was met with a bolt of lightning that exploded his head like a watermelon and left a giant splatter of blood and human bones and tissue all over the room. I would have screamed like a little schoolgirl had I not been in the predicament I was in. I fell to the floor, lying sideways with Jason's feet standing right before me.
Damn, dude. You got a pretty nice ass. It's a shame for you that I'm Greek because I'm definitely gonna lose No Nut November to those boy cheeks.
My vision started fading to black as he began to drag me down the hallway past all the dead cats and shitty diapers and blood to who knows where. No, this can't be. Fuck no, please. Fuck, 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 fuck. Years. It's been 10 years of being Jason's sissy slave. I couldn't tell you how much elixir I had to drink or how many Jason babies I gave birth to. But what I can tell you is that I finally escaped while he was taking a shit on another tree outside, and that this is my story. If you see a man in Muncie, Indiana, who claims to be the son of Zeus, think again before you decide to laugh.